So a couple of months back, in the thick of the pandemic and at the very beginning of Black Lives Matter and that kind of thing, I recorded a video. I went through the most. I didn't post it, but now I'm feeling good about it. So please excuse my crusty nails and my very short dreadlocked hair because we're growing now. Anyway, this first video will be just my perspective on growing up in the diaspora, some of the fun things and the negative things, and then in my next video I've spoken to a couple of my friends to find out their experiences. I will be protecting their identities, so I'll just be speaking around their experiences and how nonsense some of those things are, but yeah. So after my chat with Isiza about raising mixed race babies, it got me thinking about growing up in the diaspora and how it was actually really hard. There's things nobody tells you about, warns you about, and there's things people just don't talk about even though they're probably feeling it. So I guess I'm gonna share my experience. So one of the key things, the main things that I actually just didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. I was born in South Africa, but I identify as Ugandan. Okay, let me start at the beginning. Okay, let me give you a quick zip of my family, right? And my upbringing. I am a Ugandan girl. I was born in South Africa. Both my biological parents are Ugandan and my stepdad is Ghanaian. So my mom and my dad were together and the only language they could speak was English because he's Ghanaian, she's Ugandan. And I was born here in South Africa and I grew up in the Northwest, age 1 to 10. I then was in GP, Gauteng, from age 10 and a bit to age, I was in GP from age 10 to about age 15, and then 15 to 17 I was in Limpopo, and then 17 to 21 I was in the Western Cape, and then I came back to Gauteng and I've been here ever since. So that's already 4 provinces, each speaking something different. And then at home, because between my parents I already spoke English, and then when my brother and my sister were around, they speak Uganda to my mom, but not to me, and then they never taught me, and now I only speak English. So growing up in the diaspora, I just didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. I was not South African enough at school, and then if I met Ugandans, I was not Ugandan enough. When I go to Uganda, my cousins love me anyway because there's no choice, but for the most part, you can't really connect with people because you don't have shared experiences. And it sucked. It really did suck in retrospect. But the one thing, and I know a lot of my friends, my current friends can attest to, is when all our parents came from Uganda into South Africa, be it in what was then Bophuthatswana or Transkei or whatever, they all stayed in contact, and then by default made us all attend parties and made us look like monkeys, but we were together with our friends, right? And so now, at least with those kids, I had a shared experience because our parents are Ugandan, we live in South Africa, we don't quite fit in, we don't all speak the local language, I guess we're all trying to learn, and yeah, we could chat with each other. All that to say that it was hard to make friends outside of the diasporic group of Ugandans that our parents had. To this day, some of my best friends, my nearest and dearest friends, I met because our parents were friends and they were intentional about hanging out and being with each other and whatever. The other thing about growing up in the diaspora is that then people on either side don't understand why you got language struggles. So like I said, I only speak English. If Afrikaans is a thing, I can read it. I cannot speak it. I can probably not write it. I think every day a piece of Afrikaans falls out of my mind, because I did it at school and I didn't like it. I wasn't good at it. Yeah, it is what it is. But then in South African schools, they're like, what do you speak local? Oh, what do you speak? What do you speak Uganda? And then on the Uganda side, like, what do you speak Uganda? Oh, what do you speak South African local language? It's just like, what do you want from me? What do you want? I can't. My situation is different. It is what it is. Then on top of that, now in South Africa, and you can refer to my previous video, people just butcher everything. Like, are you Ugandan? What language do they speak in Uganda? What is this? What is that? What is that? What is... I was like, do better. Do better. I've been explaining for plus minus 21 and some years of my life. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. To just ask properly and get the information that you need. On top of that, growing up in the diaspora, when you go home, people just feel like you're money. They smell you and they think they're smelling money, and you're just like, no, I didn't pick to be in that country. Doesn't mean I have money. I just live there. Struggles are real everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And so it becomes really hard because first people are like, oh, you're coming to Uganda, please buy me this, assuming that I got the racks. And then I must pay for overweight for you, who probably has a better job than I do. I don't know. Anyway, so there's all of that. And then when you get there, they just want you to pay for everything. And you're just like, okay, but I came to be on holiday with my family and hang out. That doesn't mean I have to spend money all the time. I just want to spend time with you. So people just think that because you live outside of Uganda that you have money, which is not the case. Like, I gotta save to travel. That's why I can only go every 2 years, because I gotta pay my bills and I gotta save too. It's hard. And then while you're there, everyone's like, oh, what's it like in South Africa? Can you take me to South Africa? I want to do this, I want to do that. Can you buy it for me? I'm still figuring out this paying bills thing. And that's what. So, I don't want to digress, but like, it's really hard. It's awkward. It's mad awkward being in the diaspora. And so, now what happens is people judge the friends I keep, and the friends I keep are the ones who have the same story to me. We all grew up, like, okay, let me give you an example. So throughout school, like primary school and middle of high school, I was in normal public schools and I didn't fit in, right? Sure. Then I went to boarding school, which had a mixture of South African students, Zim students, Bot students, and I felt a lot more comfortable. Like, aside from the fact that we always had to wear uniform, we were all the same. There was no difference in demographics whatsoever, and where you came from, it didn't matter. Like, and when it was the weekend and some people went home, most of us stayed at school, and it didn't matter where you were from. We were all just actual friends, which I loved. Then I went to varsity, and I tried to join the East African Society, and for the most part, I was like, oh yeah, East Africans, yes. But then I didn't quite fit in the way I hoped, because now I wasn't Ugandan enough, because now there were actual people who were from Uganda who jumped off the plane the other day, and they were more Ugandan than I am. And then I didn't really fit in. But then I made some friends who didn't care, and I've kept those friends since then. And so then obviously varsity, because those people were all from different countries, a lot of them went back. And then I found myself having to, you know, make sure I have a good group of friends around me. And the people who I grew up with, who our parents made us English. the people who I grew up with, the ones I attended parties with hosted by our parents, those are my friends. Those are my best friends. People are like, oh no, why are you always hanging out with Ugandans? Don't you have any South African friends? And I'm like, I was never given an opportunity to, because I was judged from the jump. I was stopped from the jump from fitting in. I was asked so many questions. There were so many restrictions, and it's exhausting. I just want to have friends. You know what I'm saying? So now, now I just don't care. Hashtag the age where you don't care. I'm not going to say it because we all know how old I really am. But now I just don't care. My friends are my friends and I love them. They love me. We have shared experiences. Like, we can joke about stuff and we get each other. But it's obviously not that easy for everybody to find friends who are exactly like them or have the same story as them. And I would just appeal to people to make it easier. Make it easier for people. It's so exhausting being judged by where you're from. It's so exhausting and it's not worth it. Do you like the person or do you like the country they're from? You have to make that decision. And so to me, I would just say, give the person a chance. Are they different? Sure. But would you find something in common? Most certainly. People are people. We've all got stuff. So yeah, I would just say, give everybody a chance and don't shut them down. And if you just want to hang out with your own kind of people, that's so fine. But never, ever, ever make someone feel bad for it. Never, ever, ever, ever make someone feel bad for where they're from. Please. I don't have the capacity. I don't want it. I'm not interested. Don't judge anybody. God didn't give you that power. It's not for you to do. Don't judge nobody. Leave us out of it. But let me just put a disclaimer. The parties that our parents threw were off the chain. We would be up till 4 a.m. in the morning. What you know about that? Huh? 4 a.m. bruh. Did your parents let you stay up before? No, they didn't, because ours was super cool. And there was an element of bullying because of that, but it's fine. It's okay. We came out tougher. We are the hardest partying humans on this earth. It was just, a rite of passage. Hello. Those parties were a vibe. We still, recently we tried to keep that up to a certain degree because it was a wedding that brought everybody together, everyone, and it was a vibe. And after that, for the most part, the people who I was actually friends with, we'd hang out regularly, go for a bride, hang out, whatever. It was great. And just Corona, now we can't do it, but those are my friends. And I don't know how long we'll be able to do it, because people will have kids and whatever, and will we be those people who give our kids a rite of passage? I don't know. I hope so, because it's a shared experience. But yeah, those parties were a jump. And I hope, and I'm grateful for my diaspora family. We get each other and we support each other and we love each other and we talk nonsense with each other. What else is there? Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Hashtag I digress. I talk a lot and I'm so sorry. Yeah, be kind to people and stay safe.